So today's video is all about the roll regime. So for this, you're going to need the inside of a kitchen roll or cling film tube. So this is just a cardboard tube. You can do it without the tube, but having the tube in the towel just gives it a bit more stability. And then you will also need a towel. Now I have got a massive bath sheet towel here, but for starting, you could even use something as small as a hand towel. Now the roll regime is something that was shared with me by a lady called Ursula, who was a physiotherapist that was very, very passionate about looking after your spine and believed that if you looked after your spine, then you would be absolutely fine. She even wrote a book to that very name. So what the roll regime does is it allows space between each of the vertebrae for the nerve roots to have a little bit of relief. So obviously all of the roots of our nerves come and travel through the spine and out through the facet joints on the side of the spine. So the more and more we exercise, the tighter and tighter the muscles around our spine get, and that can sometimes cause compression on the nerve. And if the nerve is compressed, it's going to shout and it's going to hurt. So if you have any pain in your shoulders and your arms, then the nerve roots for those are in your upper back. If you've got anything going on in the torso, in the ribs, then obviously the nerve roots for those are in the middle back. And anything that's going on with your legs or your feet or your ankles, then the nerve roots are in your lower back. So this is a really, really helpful procedure or exercise to do if you have sciatic nerve problems, if you have herniated discs, it's all going to help. So all you need to do, and you'll love this exercise because it doesn't require any effort whatsoever, is you start with your towel in a width that is going to be wide enough for your back. I'm just going to start with a small one for starters to show you how it works. So you place your cardboard tube inside the towel and just roll the towel over the tube. So you can start off really, really small. And if you have pain in the lower back or any sciatic nerve issues, then you want the roll to be quite low down on your back, but you want your bum to stay in connection with the floor. Just lay back over the roll, take it nice and gently. Start to relax onto the roll. If you can, take your feet out long. That's where you want to be ideally. But if to start with there's too much pain to do that, then you can always put a bolster or some cushions underneath your knees to reduce the angle. Or you can even start with your feet on the floor until your back becomes accustomed to the stretch. Take the feet out long once it's comfortable to do so. And then just completely relax your back over the roll. And then once you can feel your body starting to relax on the roll, take the arms up above the head and completely relax here. So this just allows the facet joints to open up over the roll and take that pressure off the root of the nerve. Now you can stay here for 3 to 5 minutes to start with, I would say. It's something that you want to be trying to do every single day. And with practice, you'll find it comfortable to stay here even longer. You can adjust the size of the roll depending on whether you feel it gives you relief or not. If you have a very flexible back in terms of your back bending, then you'll need a bigger roll. And also it depends on where you're using the roll. So if the roll is in your lower back, you can generally have a roll that's larger than if you were using the roll higher up your back, say kind of here in the thoracic spine region. You would have a smaller roll the higher you go. If you find that laying here like this gives you pins and needles in the arms, you can always bring the arms down by the sides and let them relax. And then once that sensation has gone, you can take them back up again. And equally, if it's not quite comfortable, you can always wiggle through your hips just to try and get the body to release a bit and then release those off again, just really encouraging the body to let go. Also, you might not get it in exactly the right place first time, so you want to try and get the roll in between the two knobbly bits of your spine. So if you feel on your spine and you can feel the knobbly bits between the bones, if it's not quite there, you can always bring your feet up and take the roll up a little bit. Oh, I've got my top caught. Take the roll up a little bit and play around with where it is and then lay back down again. Or you can wiggle up and down. So just get the roll somewhere where you can feel that it's not resting on bone, it's resting on the space in between the bone. And that's much, much easier to feel if you have the cardboard tube in the roll as opposed to just using a towel, because the towel will just compress around your body. And then whilst you're laying here, just maybe try and concentrate on the breath, willing the muscles just to relax. If you have a lot of pain, they're going to be really, really constricted around the spine, so it might take a while for them to let go. I've shared this with quite a few people that I've worked with. Some of them call it the magic roll because it just takes the pain away. But it is a practice that you have to make part of your daily routine. Your back will thank you for it. And then once you've done your minutes, whether that's 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I sometimes like to put music on so that I can just float off into the music as opposed to concentrating too much on what I'm doing. Because it's a very, very deep stretch for the spine, you would always come off to the side. So bringing the feet up to start with and rolling over onto your side. And you might want to stay there on your side for a moment before you then push back up to seated. Now, as I mentioned, you can use the roll on different parts of the back as well. So my tightness tends to be in my thoracic spine, kind of bottom of the shoulder blade kind of area. So you can use the roll on any part of your spine for exactly the same reason. Wherever you feel like you have pain or wherever you feel like your back is really tight, then the roll regime is perfect for opening up and giving those nerves a little bit of space, just to take the pressure off them and reduce the pain messages that they're sending back up to the brain. And like I said, always come off to the side. I know that 100%, because it is a tried and tested method, that will help any pain that you have in your back. Feel free to play with it, and equally, if you've got any questions, then just send me a message and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching.